Hey guys, it has been a while since my last video, and in this video I want to talk about a couple things, and I'm not sure how to structure the video, so if you want to skip to the certain part of the video, as always check timestamps in video description. So I'm gonna start with I guess Gauntlet. I'm gonna include my rip clip, my final rip clip. I reached level 82, and reached level 82 didn't really win anything, but it was interesting experience, and I really want to start making more like tanky builds in the future. So next league probably gonna be trying to make more tanky builds. Talking about the next league, on July 1st we are getting the announcement, or should I say the tease for the upcoming league and the precise dates for the announcement. So we had like multiple announcements of the announcements of the announcements of the announcement. So we are getting closer to the final announcement, which is gonna be in around like 10 days. That's when we get the full information about the upcoming league, all the mechanics, all the cool things, and I'm not sure if this is accurate. And the new league is gonna begin in like a bit less than 3 weeks, basically. Until then, I think I'm done with PoE for now. I thought that I'm gonna do more builds, but I really don't feel like it. And the main reason, now transition into another thing, why I didn't post anything in such a long time. I was basically taking a break. This heat wave was pretty bad, and I have been having migraines for over 7 days now. So it's not a very pleasant experience, and after I take a break I really don't like taking breaks, because it's very hard to return to your old groove, to your old pace, and keep doing the same thing. Once I take a break I just lose interest in the game, and it's really hard to return, especially so close to the end when the new league is just around the corner. So I think this build is my last build from Ultimatum, and until then I'm probably gonna be playing some other games on stream, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be doing some videos until then. Maybe some PoE news comes out, I'm gonna do some videos. So time to transition into this build. So this build is kind of weird, and I started it more than 1 week ago, I believe. Let's see, 9 days ago. Then I took a break, and then I got tired of the game, and I didn't really like try to do different variations of this build and fine tune it. So the build ended up being pretty bad, and you can fix it if you want, if you like this kind of idea. But I wanted to play Sunder. I think Sunder is pretty cool. I like how it like travels. It's like traveling destruction, and I went with Occultist. Occultist because I wanted to do cold, and I wanted to, so it has a lot of synergies, and it's kind of hard to explain everything easily. But the main thing, I wanted to test Cameria's Avarice, which requires you to hit a frozen enemy to proc like ice shards, icicles. So I was going Occultist, fully cold, and having like double explosions from Held of Ice and Profane Bloom. And the thing is, also proliferating freeze. So that's the thing. I think Cameria's Avarice needs to be reworked. You have to hit a frozen enemy. If you can freeze an enemy, it's most likely you're gonna one-shot it anyway, right? Either one-shot it, or the second hit is gonna just destroy it. But Cameria's Avarice is actually a high damage weapon. It's actually pretty hard to get a better weapon for slam builds. If you want just like DPS, then of course you get higher attack speed, but for slam builds you don't really need attack speed. You want enough attack speed so it doesn't feel too clunky. So I have actually a different weapon. This costed me 1 Exile, and it has like just tiny bit more damage than Cameria's Avarice. It is a bit faster and feels smoother, and it has the fiery impact, which doesn't matter. It's like a fire shockwave. While Icicles have, I believe, a half-second cooldown. Yeah, a half-second cooldown. Now the thing is, Icicles, since I'm playing a slam build, I scale a lot of my damage through Warcries. So I like use Seismic Cry to get AoE damage, then Intimidating Cry to double the damage. But those things do not scale Icicles. They only scale slam skills. So Icicle actually does like no damage. If you look at PUB, Icicle Burst does like 45k damage. That is with, I believe, Pierce. You could get a bit more damage with like Cold Penetration, so 52k average hit damage. And you can proc it like 2 times per second. And it doesn't hit the main target that it procced from, so against bosses it's literally useless. Now, if you look at the Sunder damage, okay, so I'm probably gonna title this video Why Numbers Lied or something like that. Sunder has like almost 3 million average hit damage, but in practice it feels like 300k instead of 3 million. This is with the max hit Warcry calculation. That's basically the damage, the maximum damage you do when you have all the Warcries lined up. So Seismic Cry, when you have everything lined up. And this build has so many conditional things that by the time I finish setting up all the conditions, attack once, I need to start setting up all those conditions again. And that's why the build is kind of a lie. The damage is a lie. I don't have that much damage. Also, there seems to be that Sunder sometimes just does no damage, like literally just misses. Of course, I don't have 100% hit chance yet, but it still feels like it just doesn't even hit, doesn't connect. I'm not sure if there's a bug or not, but something is weird. And Sunder is just because I wanted to play Sunder. You can use like a F-Pick, F-Shatter, whatever you want, and even Ice Crash. I tried with Ice Crash, did not really like Ice Crash. Sunder feels safer for clear speed because it like reaches across the screen and travels in front of you, so like it hits enemies before you basically see them and can react. So my damage is a lie, but the clear speed is actually pretty good, and it especially feels good in ultimatums. So this is a crit build. When I crit, I freeze, and I proliferate freeze because of the cluster jewel, blast freeze. I also have cold conduction and storm rider. These two combined means that when I chill enemies, enemies chilled by a hit are shocked. So when I chill enemies, I shock them, and when I shock them, I have a 10% chance to gain power charges. That's why I'm generating power charges basically. I proliferate freeze. Then I shatter enemies, Hell of Ice explodes, and the Profane Bloom also explodes. Hits other enemies because I have Frostbite on hit. Either Profane Bloom or Hell of Ice is gonna have a small chance to freeze other enemies that it normally would not one-shot. So the Sunder has its own Shockwave, and I am also using Shockwave support gem, which by the way has like up to 4 charges at a higher level. I hit the frozen enemy, it procs the Shockwave as well, it procs the Camerias, and it kills even more enemies than like normal explosions would reach, and it kind of proliferates that explosion way further than it normally would. So sometimes it just explodes the whole ultimatum, and it works very well in certain tier ultimatums, but in tier 16 it's not that great. And I do have some EOE. I decided to try this Zeel's Amplifier shield, which basically gives me a lot of EOE, and that's pretty much it. Spell damage does affect my damage because I am also using Crown of Ice, and Crown of Ice is actually hard to outdamage. Unfortunately, I could not get the Sunder Helmet enchantment to make Sunder move faster, but I do have a normal Sunder which has an extra 10% reduced delay between waves, and doesn't feel that bad. It may feel bad at lower levels, but look at that, it feels alright, I would say. So here's the thing that I need to set up for single target. Warcry once, Warcry twice, place either Ancestral Warchief or Val Ancestral Warchief, drop Frost Bomb. Even Vortex, if the Vortex chills, it has Bone Chill, so it does help as well. Then I need to actually hit the target to apply 2 curses. Then I need to actually use Intimidating Cry after I encounter the boss, so that it does intimidate them for an extra 10% increased damage. Set that up, attack once, attack twice, I need to set it up again, and basically keep doing that. And I need to be standing close enough to the target because this is Occultist. I'm actually not sure how close it is, but I think it's around this distance between Nico and me, maybe even like this distance. It just has so many conditions. You never have those conditions happening all the time. That's why the damage numbers are just a lie. It's all a lie. I was actually even having Ice Bite in the Cameria's Avarice, so it would, if it kills an enemy, I believe it needs to kill a frozen enemy, then it gains frenzy charges. And in high tier maps, it was never getting frenzy charges, which means Cameria's Avarice was doing nothing. It was useless. So I'm not gonna drag this video any longer. If you wanna kind of get inspired by this build, you can check the path for building import code in the video description. And like I said, this is probably the last build that I'm doing this league. So I'm not sure when I'm gonna be doing the next video. Maybe I'll do some video about the other game. I'm currently playing Maple Story quite a lot. It's a very nostalgic, and it's fun to experience all the things that you missed, all those new classes that I have never even heard about before. So maybe I'll do some video about the Maple Story 1, not Maple Story 2. Maple Story 2 is just a mistake. So we'll see about that. So I guess thank you for watching for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.